Hello! Welcome to Gadget Nation and me, Adam Carruthers, and on the show today, we got something very bright and very colourful indeed. Now, I'm not talking about my fashion sense, it's something else to do with technology. Plus, somebody who has a streak of gold. Ooh, what could I be talking about? Gadget Nation starts right now. Beep. We've also integrated it right in with Notification Center, so anywhere you are, just drag your finger down from the top of the screen to reveal Notification Center, and you can tap to post to Facebook, and we've added Twitter right into Notification Center as well.
Why do something good? Because we found that NGOs needed volunteers and volunteers needed volunteering opportunities, but they didn't know where to go and they didn't know how to find them, and it's very decentralized. So what we did was we put together Do Something Good so that to create a more accessible link between the NGO and the volunteer.
Right now we're seeing a lot of work that social causes are trying to do with social media. And I think one of the biggest things is that a lot of people's participation in social causes is a social activity. We want to volunteer with our friends. We want to go and do things with our friends. And so social media is a really powerful part of that. Another really big part of it is, I think, the idea of gamification. So the concept that we take elements of games, things that make them fun, and then we apply them to other applications. So through social media and through gamification, social causes are doing things like giving people points, giving people badges to make it more fun and more interesting to participate in social causes.
We have a few phases planned. So for now, the volunteering opportunities that you can see on the platform will be all based in Klang Valley. But hopefully in a few months' time at the end of the year, we'll expand to throughout Malaysia.
I need to go back to that time when the company started in 2004, initiated by a few young people who were in the gaming industry, developing games for phones, palm devices, and so on. And they teamed up with some navigation experts. They had the idea to, when they saw the currently available navigation software, devices, and so on, that this could be done in a much better way. And what they thought of, especially that they were coming from the visual world of the games, that it's somehow not really user-friendly. It's not really good to look at those, not really good experience. So what they did is, first of all, developed an engine that really focused on visualizing the environment in a way that you actually see it as you are used to when you're playing computer games. So this was one of the strengths already from the very beginning. Also, what they thought was that all of the available software were not really user-friendly. So it was really hard to learn. There were a lot of menu depth. So they just made it much simpler. And the third key strength was also that at that time, since we're coming from Europe, at that time it was very hard to put in one device the whole map of Europe. And one of the breakthrough techniques that they managed to achieve was compile, so put together maps in a very data-friendly way, meaning that we were the very first ones who were able to put whole Europe, and not only Western Europe, which was common at that time, but also Eastern Europe, in one 2 gigabyte SD card, which meant for the hardware partners that they could sell in one device the entire Europe. So this gave us a big opportunity, so did to our hardware partners. So this was the first big step. This was in 2006, and we became known in a very short period of time. As smartphones started to appear, as the internet became more and more everyday, every hour usage, more and more of connected services started appearing. And what was interesting to see the change of devices over time. So initially, PDAs were of fashion, these pocket computers, and so we sold even separately the software for that. And then these navigation devices started appearing, and we became very successful in that part. And then on, as that market started to mature up, smartphones appeared, and there was what we're currently experiencing at this moment is how the built-in navigation in cars are becoming more and more important. So as we see now, we had a strategical big change like 2 years ago when we decided that we will focus on the in-car systems together with smartphones while keeping the existing businesses as well. But definitely one of the biggest opportunities in the built-in navigation of cars. First of all, the iPhone product that we have is available for almost 2 years, and this 2 years was it's a very much different business if we compare it to the personal navigation devices. It's a much quicker. We get instant feedback from our users. So during these 2 years, we learned a lot. So we had to develop very quickly, react to market requirements very quickly, and this all added up. So every time we come out with a newer version, we pretty much put all the experience and development in it. So when we came out now with the Southeast Asia version, it basically has all the achievements, not only what we have gained in the iPhone, but also what we have in the automotive industry and the personal navigation. So we really believe that this is a product that is unique on the market.
What you see here is the Sony Vaio E-Series 14P. Sony is trying to bring a little innovation to its notebook range and at the same time expanding its Vaio E-Series of laptops with this new 14-inch model.
For the unique selling point is the accent color design. First. Second is the superior sound quality, loudness but clarity. For third is your gesture control. You don't need to type F3, function F4 to increase the volume, down, low, okay? You just use your hand to control the volumes. So this is the 3 key selling points for this model.
While the 14P is not quite worthy of an Ultrabook status with its weight at 2.3 kg and 0.88-inch thickness, it offers a distinctive design and a decent feature set. The standout feature of this machine would be that Sony has included a gesture system that will let users control certain applications with hand movements in front of the camera. However, it only sounds moderately useful at best for controlling PowerPoint presentations. In a nutshell, we find the 14P an attractive laptop, even though it does not belong to the Ultrabook category due to its weight and size. Apart from the wrap-around design and the solid audio quality during our testing period, the feature that we like the most would be the gesture control. Even though the gesture control is limited to selected programs, the novelty of interacting with your personal notebook might just be an attractive feature for the hip and young, which according to Sony, the younger demographic is the target market for Sony Vaio E-Series 14P.
Recently, we've been featuring lots of different DJ tools and utilities used, but of course, at the end of the day, it comes down to the individual themselves, what type of music they like to spin and their style. Now, one of the most well-known, if not the most well-known DJ in town would have to be Goldfish, been around for years, and he's definitely earned a spot as one of Malaysia's best. We had an esteemed pleasure of speaking to him. Let's find out what he has to say.
Hi, I'm Goldfish. Been DJing for many years. If you don't know me, you should already know by now. Well, when I first joined the DJ industry, I was about 17 years old. I was a really little kid, and there weren't much DJs around. I guess to me, they were just the older guys, and I didn't go to clubs because I wasn't the age yet. So, and when I first started, I was really into this thing called turntablism, where it's a lot of scratching and beat juggling and things like that. Well, I was a part of that scene for about 2 years. So mainly it was just me at home practicing for 5-6 hours a day for many days. And then it's so different now because like now, like with the dance music evolving, you know. I came from a hip-hop background, but now I'm moving on to like dance music. And I suppose like the whole culture of DJing and music grew, you know. And now you have everything on YouTube, you have SoundCloud, you have Mixcloud, you could access practically anything, you know. And it's so much different, and technology is crazy now. And the improvements, even the equipment, the things you could do is different from before. Before we just had like wax vinyls, and to even buy vinyls we had to travel to Singapore and take a train for 6 hours just to buy one vinyl and come back. So it's totally different, and now you could just download an MP3 and start like scratching and stuff in 2 seconds. Okay, so today I have 3 sets of equipment, as you can see. One is the Pioneer CDJ setup, and this is mainly what we use in the club and what I use almost every other day. It's like, this is my job, this is my life right here. And then we have this new thing, which is called the Newmark iDJ, which you could like plug in your iPad or your iPhone, and you can be able to DJ in no time. And then we have the Tractor controller, And here it's linked up to the computer, which you could do many things like effects. You can play up to like 4 songs to 6 songs at one time, and well, be a musician, you know, like tricks and things like that. Mainly my practicing is when I perform, and now we're at the level is more of a show than just a regular DJ performance. So it's more about it's not just all about the music now, it's about the entertainment that you bring to the public and how they watch you as well. And like as before, it was when I first started, when I was 17, it was really serious. It was like 6 hours on the decks just trying to get something right, you know? So I kind of paid my dues in that. Well, I guess same as it goes for everyone that's starting to be a DJ right now is in the beginning, it's always about the music, you know. You always have to. That's where the soul of the whole act is, you know. So you gotta like love the music and love what you do. Then you can go a long way.
One of the biggest games in the world, and it's all part of a trilogy, has to be Mass Effect. It started out originally on, well, for console-wise, on the Xbox, and then from Mass Effect 2 onwards, you could get it on the PS3. Fans around the world are absolutely hyped for this game. Question is, does it live up to expectations? Well, our master gamer Avery, he's going to take that galactic flight just for you to find out more.
Don't interfere with my plan, Shepard. I won't warn you again.
Go to hell. Each of you needs to be willing to die. Anything less, and you're already dead. Shepard, we've got Reaper signatures in orbit.
Hello, I'm Avery Score, and I've been sent on a very special mission into space to talk to you about Mass Effect 3. And once again, if the question on your minds is whether you should buy the game or not, the short answer is absolutely yes. So go out and get it. A lot of you, like me, have been playing Mass Effect since the beginning, and you are going to have a really great and unique experience picking up this game. The choices that you've made throughout the previous 2 games are going to come into play here, and if you're picking up this game for the first time, your experience is going to be radically different. So this was a bit of a snafu for me because I've changed platforms, as you can see. I've reviewed the previous games on the PlayStation 3, and now I'm on PC. So I'm enjoying some niceties, like having my nice little Razer mouse here, not having to use auto aim, having a real like target reticle, and also just having the amazing graphical experience of the PC. So if you've played on PC before, that's something that you're going to notice right away, is that they've really put a lot of oomph into this aging graphical engine, and the production values and experience overall from a technical standpoint is just phenomenal. If you're primarily playing Mass Effect 3 for the story, you're not going to be disappointed either. They're really comfortable in this universe, in this mythos, in this lore, and the characters have all been greatly developed over the past 2 games, and you're going to see a lot of familiar faces, depending on the choices that you've made in the game. Is Ashley alive? Is she dead? Well, the choices that you made will influence that. So you're going to get a familiar cast of characters on the bridge of the Normandy, and once again, you're going up against the Harvesters, who this time, at the beginning of the game, it's not a spoiler, happens in the first 2 minutes, attack Earth in a very, very dramatic way. Just razing cities, blowing everything up. Their huge cockroach-like spaceships are absolutely wreaking devastation on the huddled masses of Earth. The rest of the game is essentially the effort of Commander Shepard to rally the troops and get the entire universe to come to the defense of Earth. Unfortunately, the Harvesters have manned an attack against the home planets of all of the other races as well, so they're initially reluctant to allocate resources away from their own war efforts and war theaters. So you've got an uphill battle there. Fortunately, you're a very respected chap. You've been the first human Spectre for some time, and consequently you've got a lot of gravitas, and you can actually influence the way people think about the war effort. Indeed, the fact that you've been doing this a while and you're kind of a grizzled war hero and respected wherever you go is very interesting, and it's cool to see the evolution of Shepard up into the current game. So that's something to enjoy. One of the big improvements this time around in Mass Effect 3 is how the environments have really been improved upon a great deal. One of the complaints that I had in my review of Mass Effect 2, if you remember that far back, was that some of the environments feel just like very tightly structured around, I'm going through this tunnel, okay, I turn left, I have no choice. This time around, the environments feel much more alive, much richer, and they're much more fun to explore. And the mission objectives that you accomplish within those environments are therefore all the more satisfying. There are some exceptions. This is not my favorite incarnation of the Citadel, for example. Your sort of sanctuary from all of the nonsense that goes on elsewhere in the universe, this beautiful kind of futuristic city where all the races live in harmony, for those of you who aren't inculcated in this universe. I don't feel this is the best incarnation. You don't get the huge sense of scale that you should in such a city, which is housed on an enormous space station. But these are kind of nitpicking little details in a game that overall really succeeds in providing an epic scope. Your preparedness for the war effort and the eventual conflict of all of the extant-friendly races with the Harvesters, you can use the multiplayer features of the game to rally troops and increase that level of preparedness by sort of race contributing to the war effort. But if you don't want to play multiplayer, if you're kind of a solitary bee the way I am, you can also do this by just chatting with people, doing missions for them, and convincing them to lend their fleets to your cause, which is something very cool. You're afforded a great deal of choice in this game. In addition to your choices about the story and how that plays out, you're also given a lot of choice about how you go about the gameplay. Initially in the game, you're asked, do you want to play in action mode, you want to play in RPG mode, and you want to play in story mode. And that has a direct influence on how you physically play the game and the gameplay mechanics that are employed there. So that's something that's really cool, and it's an effort to sort of branch out and accommodate some more casual players into the Mass Effect experience. Overall, this is the type of game, I have to say, that absorbs you so much that when you're going out and seeing your mates, you're going to be talking about Mass Effect. You're going to be frustrated if they're not playing Mass Effect simultaneously with you, because you're just going to want to share what's absolutely a brilliant, absorbing experience. So I would recommend that any fan of RPGs or just games in general pick up a copy of this game. If you haven't played the previous games in the series, I strongly suggest that you get those, play through them first, as having the ability to make decisions that influence the outcome of this entire trilogy is just a really powerful feeling and something that you should not miss. I'm Avery Score, and this has been The Gamer Station. I'm going to get back to my gaming.
That's about it for this week, but don't worry, because next week, 2 brands for you to remember. One is Leica, another one is Samsung. Oh, I'm talking about the Galaxy S3. Possibly the best Android phone yet? Well, I'll reveal all next week. In the meantime, find us on Facebook and Twitter. My name is Adam Carruthers, and I shall see you next time.